I'm so happy to meet you. We heard your songs this morning.
Oh, you did? The album?
I'm shocked. Everything's gonna be a hit.
Thank you.
So there's so much I want to talk to you about, from the music, from mental health, because it's something that's so dear to me and so close to all the audience. But I heard the record today. Well, 6 songs at least. It's 16s. Chromatica. And
I like the way you say it, though.
Chromatica. Claro. How do you say it?
Chromatica.
Chromatica. It's chromatica.
Beautiful.
Which sounds beautiful. So I heard Free Woman. I heard Sour Candy. I heard Rain on Me. Everything I think is going to be so successful.
You remember all the names from one time?
But it's a dance album. It's like a happy thing.
Yes.
And I know you said this was therapy.
It was, and you know, I usually don't say that about making music because I don't walk into the studio and think of it as like writing in a journal. You know, for me, it's still poetic, it's still poetry, it's still maybe sitting down and writing some chords on the piano or writing some prose that are really speaking to my heart. Sometimes I say that I open a portal to the other realm and I'm trying to listen to hear the sounds and the things that I feel that God is asking me to say to the world. And for me, God can mean anything to anyone. It's just the universe, you know? I have a very open concept about God. But, you know, the reason that it was therapy for me is because it was really hard for me to even get into this studio. I mean, this is in my house, and this is in one of my houses. This is my studio house. And
so this is where you did it.
Yeah, this is our sort of House of Gaga working office. So there's a studio down here, and then there's offices upstairs, and then bedrooms too. But, you know, Blood Pop, who is the main producer on this album, who I worked with the entire time, he would come upstairs when I was in the kitchen, and he'd be like, come on, we're going to go make some music. And sometimes I was really depressed and really sad, and I would say to him, I don't even know what I'm going to write about. I'm so miserable. Like, should I even be Lady Gaga anymore? Should I even be making music? And he'd go, come on, let's go. We're going downstairs. And I'd come down. He gave me a little tough love, you know? And before I knew it, I would start writing or start singing to a track maybe that he worked on, that he played for me. And I always sing the first time. I don't want to hear the track unless there's a microphone, because I always come up with the best ideas when I first hear something.
Okay.
Or I would sit at a piano and I would write. And the truth is, it was therapy, because when I was done, I would listen back and I'd go, I can't believe how joyful this is. I can't believe the celebration. I can't believe that it's dance music, but I'm in pain. And so really the message of Chromatica on this album is that you can dance through your pain. And Chromatica for me is the perspective where I live, where no one thing is greater than another. And that is included with all of humanity, all people, and it includes also all of our ability to be kind.
When you talk about pain, you're talking about fibromyalgia.
I'm talking about, I do have fibromyalgia, which is a form of neuropathic pain.
My mom has it. I feel you.
Listen, it's one of those things that we have not like really figured out yet. I have certain treatments that I do, but what I do for me is not necessarily what's good for everyone. There's a lot of studying, I think, that needs to be done with it. But I also have, you know, a trauma history, and I have mental health issues that are a result of that trauma history. And I think that it's, you know, it's been part of my mission when talking about this album to make sure that people know that even if you're really suffering, you can get through it. You have to believe in yourself and be willing to suffer through the hard times and kind of surrender and say, this is going to be hard. This is not going to be easy, but I'm going to try. And I tried every day, and I made this record.
It shocks me, and it is so relieving and refreshing to see you speak so openly about something that is such an issue to so many. And that's going to be watched, you know, throughout Mexico and maybe other countries in the world. This will touch somebody's heart, and this will make a difference in somebody's life, this conversation and hearing you. And, you know, I know about the rape. I know, like, the post-traumatic stress syndrome that you've gone through and all your struggles. But the fact that you're so open about it is so touching. And you know, I know you have a foundation.
I do, Born This Way Foundation, and we just put out a book called that you can pre-order now. It's called Channel Kindness.
Channel Kindness ahora, cuentavientes.
Ahora.
Okay. Ahora. Okay.
but Channel Kindness it's a book that's a compilation of people's stories of the hardships in their life and how they have, gotten through them or not gotten through them. It's a really beautiful book, and I wrote my own story in it.
I always say share knowledge.
Share it, because then you're being kind. You're saying, look, this happened to me, and then someone can maybe relate. But I can be very open about it. I had a trauma response the other day, and this is a part of my life. Once in a while, my brain kind of gets tripped up, and I think that there's a crisis, and there's not, and I'm not really making a lot of sense, and it's very, very scary. And it's like someone's like stepped on, the panic button in my brain and gone, crisis, crisis, crisis. And I feel like a sense of outer body, that I'm not grounded, and my brain's kind of offline, and I've just learned how to bring myself back, and it's moving your body, it's taking care of yourself, it's being compassionate to yourself. And so my whole view on kindness is not just about being kind to other people, it's about being kind to you too.
Yeah. Going back to the album, I was reading the lyrics. There's one that for some reason stood out so much, because right now in Mexico, we have a huge issue. We just had a march because, like, every day, 6-7 women are killed just because they're a woman. And usually it's by the hands of their spouse or boyfriend. And you wrote something that I heard, I'm still something if I don't have a man, which I thought was so incredible, and something that women need to hear and understand and internalize and grasp.
It's so interesting that you bring this up, because I think, abuse in relationships is something that is not talked about enough. And I also think, as an American watching television and like reality shows, and like there's all these like dating shows and stuff, you watch things where you realize that the producers of the shows, or the executives that are running the television show, they actually are normalizing abuse on TV.
Oh, we got telenovelas in Mexico.
It's
like soap operas.
I mean, I watch this stuff and I go, this is an abusive relationship. Why is this being documented and shown and then celebrated like it's normal?
Normalized.
When it's not normal. It's not normal for a man to control a woman to the point that she doesn't know who she is anymore. It's not normal for a man to gaslight a woman. Gaslighting is like
I know.
Making a woman feel crazy for being who she is, maybe, or like I've seen things like this, and I have to say, like it literally makes me feel sick when I hear that a woman's been killed by the person that she's with because they were in an abusive relationship and she maybe couldn't get out, and I wish to speak to young women and all people and say that emotional abuse is also abuse.
Absolutely.
You don't have to get hit for it to hurt, and it's not something that should be normalized. And I'm glad that I'm hoping that the march, of course, was in favor of helping women.
Everybody. You should see. We're going crazy.
Well, I wish I could have been there in my
Free Woman es parte de Cromática.
Yeah, I wrote that song. I wrote that song about, I've been in abusive relationships, and I will tell you that I wrote a song specifically about saying, you know what, I'd rather be alone and free than be in prison with a man. And sometimes it's really hard to make that choice, because you're going, I don't want to be alone. I'd rather take all of this pain instead of being by myself. But you know what? You do not need a man to be strong. You do not need a man for anyone to respect you. You do not need a man to be powerful and intelligent. What matters is that you are like holding yourself up to the highest standard. Like, you put yourself on the pedestal. A man does not decide what pedestal you're on, or a woman.
Give me a 5, sister.
That pedestal is yours.
Absolutely.
But it took me a long time. I like.
Are you free today?
I'm so free, but it took me forever. But I was realizing that I was going with guys like, are you going to put me on a pedestal? Are you going to do it? How high am I up? Am I up there yet?
Well, there's something else that I adored.
And now I put myself on my own pedestal.
I love
and
it.
I'm like,
if you want to fix me, let's break up now.
Yeah. If you want to fix me, then let's break up here and now.
Yeah, that's lovely. You said something.
Because I don't need fixing, because I'm me, and if you think that there's a problem with me, we shouldn't be together.
I love what you said. You have found your passion with a lot of work, and you said something. Passion is discipline as well.
Yes.
Talk to me about that for everybody that must be watching or listening to this conversation and thinking that passion is just like the butterflies and the bees. No, it's a lot of work as well.
You know, passion, I think, comes in two parts. One is you're passionate and like maybe you have an ability that is also informed by inspiration. So you have a skill, right? Like a gift from the other realm, you know, the heavens coming down and giving you this gift. But the second piece is that you have to be steadfast in like a marriage with your passion, and you have to work hard. You know, I think that there's this idea that either with social media or whatever it is that you're doing that you can just get lucky and become famous. Yeah. But actually, I don't even know how I'm still alive, that I'm still here, but I worked so hard to get here, and I do my vocal warm-ups, I train my voice, I train my body so that I can do my shows even though I have a chronic pain condition, you know, because I don't want to give up, and it takes a lot of work. So I guess what I would say is to anyone that has big dreams, you can have big dreams, but you got to work for those big dreams. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're not amazing. Yeah. It just means that it's hard to get to the top. There's an old AC/DC song, and it's the title is "It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll." You got to be willing to take it.
Yeah, radical acceptance.
Yeah.
I love that concept.
Yeah.
Just explain that to them really fast.
Really quickly, what radical acceptance is in terms of like how I use it in my life, in terms of my mental issues, is I've had to radically accept that I have mental issues. I've had to radically accept that I have chronic pain. And I hate saying it, honestly, because the first time someone brought it up to me, I was like, you want me to radically accept that I'm going to be in pain maybe for the rest of my life? Yeah. Like, you've got to be kidding me, right? Like, are you crazy? But you know what? Once I accepted it, I was like, okay, can I live for the rest of my life in chronic pain? Can I do this? And I said, yes, I can. I can. So every day that I said I can, the pain gets less and less. And some days it gets worse, but I come back. But it's so much better than it used to be. So for anyone that's out there that has mental issues or that has chronic pain or anything that you're dealing with, I would just say, like, believe in yourself. Radically accept that things are the way that they are, and it's okay. You're gonna be okay, but you do have to do the work. You have to also radically accept that it's gonna take a lot of hard work to get through it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was great talking to you. See you soon in Mexico. I'm sure you're gonna do
Te
it.
amo, te amo, te amo.
Te amo. Gracias, Lady Gaga.
Gracias, Marta.
Enchanté. Gracias.
La reina.
Bye.
Bye.